This is, I think, cycle 16, or that's what we call it on America's Next Top Models. And here is my team. Here's my squad. Miss J, J Manuel, and of course Tyra Banks. What a massive part of my life. I mean, Top Model was a sort of game-changing show. It was really the very first reality show about fashion that was a competitive series. Because obviously, you know, there were things that were happening back then that may seem controversial today to some extent because of the fact that, you know, obviously we've moved quite a long way since then. But at the time, we were the ones who were the sort of groundbreaking pioneers.
The fear can work.
That's what I'm talking about.
You've got to channel whatever's going on. So if you're terrified, use the terror. Show it in your face and give me something. Work it. Push.
Okay, Fab.
People are listening to your words and realize that your words have weight and have meaning and have importance, and that the decisions that you make have a lot of ramifications. And so, you know, I always try to be as constructive in my criticism as possible. I think if there's just one single piece of advice that I give most people, regardless of whether they're trying to be a model, a designer, a photographer, the number one piece of advice I have for them is that you have to be the judge. And it's ironic because I was the judge on Top Model for so long. You have to be the person who likes your own work. Well, this photograph certainly takes me back. I was about 1 year old. I'm in my mother's arms, and you know, my mum has been a pivotal figure in my entire life, and it was really my introduction into fashion. You know, my mum was a Miss Sri Lanka in 1969. She used that momentum of winning a pageant to become a model and actually move her family from Sri Lanka, my grandmother, my aunt, over to England and start afresh. One of the things that she sort of said to me was, don't let anybody pigeonhole you. You know, and don't be the person who says that you can't do it. The point being that she would tell me, like, there are going to be things that you potentially think you can't do, but if you give it a try, you may actually be able to do it. Oh my goodness, this is where, you know, my modeling career led. It was a really just fun time. And I remember the year that I'd actually met my wife, which was when I was 22. We call that the summer of love. And it was just, when you haven't got a care in the world, you've got your whole life ahead of you. I did go off and do a bit of, you know, really sort of seek my dreams. And it wasn't all easy. At one point, I remember going to Milan from London for a job. The hotel apparently had been booked. The job was on a Monday. It was a Sunday night. I flew out. I really didn't have much money at the time. I went to the hotel and they did not have a reservation for me. And my room had not been prepaid. And they were like, well, you can pay for it yourself. And I only had one credit card at the time, and it was my only credit card, and it was sort of maxed out and I couldn't use it. And so I was like, well, what do I do? So I actually decided to go and sleep on a park bench and woke up the sort of next day, or hardly slept, and went to the job and acted as if I'd slept in the hotel and everything was fine. And I never told anybody because I didn't want anyone to know. When I look back at my early career, there's nothing I would really change from it because it's what shaped me. And if everything is perfect and easy, it's a very different person that comes out the other end. And I feel like, you know, it was the struggles too that made me realize that I had to put in 110%. Love this picture. So here I am on set doing a bit of modeling myself with Larissa, who is a wonderful Special Olympics athlete, and this is behind the scenes from my shoot for the Be Brave initiative. It's a line of clothes that was designed by Parsons School of Design in collaboration with the Special Olympics athletes, Larissa being one of them. And she actually helped work with the designer to come up with the actual outfit she's wearing that you see her wearing right now. And this is obviously one of the more fun, candid shots of me jumping behind my own camera after I'd done the shot. But the actual final images are really beautiful. And this is about inclusion. If I can take a photograph and make a difference with that picture, that's what it's all about for me. That is fundamentally my mission now, is how can a photograph or film or whatever, or any kind of content help someone understand an issue and perhaps change and make change or create a wave that starts change. And that, people, is the power of photography and image making and inclusion. So get out there with your cameras, and whatever you're going to do, find a cause that matters to you and make a difference.